Alright, what is up, Transformer fans? This is the video review of Transformers Prime Cyberverse Commander Class Battle Tactics Bulkhead. What a mouthful! Anyway, this is the repaint with new weapon mold thing of Bulkhead. And as you can see here, he's the same. Pretty much I'm just going to compare him to his original counterpart and do a brief review on him, seeing how he's a little bit different, but overall he's not that much different. But first and foremost, let's take care of the weapons aspect here. He comes with this, and this is his gun that he uses in the show. It's got a nice little broken apart thingy up here. And you can see, dadgummit, I'll knock the camera over. That would have been swell, eh? But you can see here it is with his mace that came with the original Bulkhead. You can see they are different colors, which is a bummer. So if you're wanting to use them together, it's going to definitely look like they're different. I wish they would have molded them in the same color plastic, but what am I going to do? So I'll show them both on Bulkhead later, and they do look alright when they're on him. You can't really tell a color difference, but overall, that's it. And this, his cannon here, has a peg here, a peg hole in the in the barrel, another peg here, and that's it. So, oh yeah, there's a peg hole on the bottom there as well. So that's his gun. And then his vehicle mode here, we'll go ahead and compare it to the original Bulky. Hey, yo, Bulky! Animated reference. But anyway, you can see there's a lot of differences taking place here. I'll just do a 360. So you can kind of see the differences automatically. Then I'll go into detail with Bulkhead's differences. So anyway, this Bulkhead is molded in a very nice navy blue plastic. He does, instead of having an Autobot symbol on his arms like the original Bulkhead does, he has a nice little red Autobot symbol on his hood here, giving him a nice little thing, because in robot mode this is his chest, right? So you'll see that later. He does replicate Bulkhead's weird joint thingy right here. This was gray on green, and this is a light blue on the dark blue. So unfortunately, you do not get rid of that. You can see some light blue in here where the wheel hinge is, but other than that, his headlights, the trim and the grille around the headlights are not painted silver, but his headlights are. His bumper is painted this nice silver color as well. On top, you can see the peg hole there and the roof rack. I guess it's supposed to be a siren because it's molded in a different color than the original roof rack was. As you can see here, I didn't actually show off the tops compared to each other. You can see there, it's a different color than the rest of the vehicle, and there's actually, that blue is actually painted, and there's no other spot on this, well, there's one more spot, I correct myself, where this blue is, and I'll show that in a minute. But his tires, once again, his tires are a darker color. The Bulkheads look a little muddy, but these look dark, like he's a clean SUV vehicle. And his windshield is a nice, light, sparkly blue all around there. His taillights are the same, and he does have a nice silver bumper there on the back as well. So anyway, going into transforming this guy, he is the same thing as the Bulkhead, and if you want a more in-depth transformation, I suggest going and watching Bulkhead's review. Just flip it and do this. You gotta take the knees, and I will say these knee joints here are a lot more sturdy than the leg joints in all are a lot more sturdy than the original Bulkhead was, which is really, really neat. I like how they improve upon molds like that. It's a very nice little touch there when they take the mold's weakest parts and improve it for the inevitable re-release. And especially with this guy, when you're pretty much just buying him for his weapon, that's a good thing. So, anyway, here we have Battle Tactics Bulkhead in his robot mode. And as you can see here, he's very nice. We'll go ahead and just take a look here. You can see there's a lot of light blue bits that have been revealed, as a matter of fact. And I stand corrected. Those little knee bits, I thought that they were actually going to be the same color as that little hood piece I mentioned earlier. However, they are the same light blue that you see, well, everywhere else. You can see the Autobot symbol there. What I'm talking about here is he has that nice Autobot symbol on his chest. It really looks G1 with it right there. But other than that, there's really not a lot. I'll just go ahead and compare him real quick. The only noticeable differences you'll come across here is obviously the color palette change. But overall, I feel like this guy feels more solid just because of the darker colors tying in. Bulkhead kind of feels, I don't know, he doesn't... Something about this guy makes me think more solidity than Bulkhead over here. Maybe that's just because I've had this Bulkhead for a while and I've played with him, and I don't know. There's something about this guy makes me think of him being solid. But maybe it's just the colors playing with me. But anyway, you can see here, the silver has been replicated here on the thighs, adding a very nice touch, where Bulkhead here just had the stark green. His hands are molded in this silver color as well, and overall they are the same. You can see the back is still hollow, but overall, this Bulkhead Battle Tactic well, I don't know. He's very nice. I'm going to go ahead and get his face sculpt in here. Focus. There you go. You can see it is the Bulkhead face sculpt. Nothing different there. I feel like this is a Trailbreaker reference for some reason. The darks just kind of scream Trailbreaker to me. It'd be nice if they gave him a new head and called him Trailbreaker, or Trail Cutter as they're calling him now. But overall, that's just about it. Anyway, you can take his gun, wherever it may lie, and like I said, you can do this in a multitude of ways. You can actually hold it in his hand, like that, but it does stick out a little further, so it does look like a handheld weapon. However, if you plug it in here, where it's supposed to be plugged in, from the front, it just doesn't look right. But if you have him like hold it up like this, it actually does look like he's got his little cannon there, and overall, that's just really cool. Now also, if you want to, you can plug it in on his shoulder peg here, and now he's got like a shoulder-mounted gun, although it does stick out really far. But other than that, that's him in his weapons thingy. But this Bulkhead has the same posability, just shoulder ball joint, swivel here, elbow ball joint, head swivel very slightly back and forth, ball jointed hip, and a very limited kind of knee. It does bend backwards more than it does bend forward, and then this little knee panel here kicks forward. And I do also, just something of note, I didn't mention this earlier, but this little blue piece really does a lot to break up the leg. As you can see here, Bulkhead's leg looks really kind of drab. It just all looks, it's molded in one piece, but this little blue piece really brings the robot mode together, which probably contributes to that solidity thing. But anyway, I'll go ahead and outfit Bulkhead with all of his arsenal. And you can see here what I'm talking about. Obviously, you can tell a little bit of difference if you're looking hard enough, but I feel like the green acts as a really good median between these two types of plastic colors. So really, if you're just having fun, you can really let it slide past. As long as we get Bulkhead's gun, I feel like this isn't a problem. I mean, you can see here, this just looks awesome with one wrecking ball and one gun. It really gives Bulkhead that powerful feel that he has in the I'm terribly sorry, I forgot to mention this. I actually wanted to do this because I filmed the review of the Jackhammer, Starhammer thing. I reviewed that prior to getting these, so these guys have not been showcased with their light-up gimmick. So I really want to bring that to you, so I'm going to go ahead and bring the Jackhammer in here so you can see individually just how these guys work. I'm going to do Bulkhead's weapon first here. And both of these plastics are a lot lighter than the original, so I have a feeling they'll conduct light a lot better. If I can find the button. Ooh, nice! That actually conducts light super well. Well, that is a good sign for Bulkhead there. Let me plug into... Oh, that peg is loose on him, too. It must have been a small thing on Bulkhead. I thought my peg hole was warped, but it must not be. Button there. Well, it conducts light a lot better here, me looking at it, but I guess it's just the layeredness of his chest that's really not conducting the light super well. But if you can see from the back here, I'm gonna have to hold it into place because it's gonna fall out. Well, you can see it really does light up his entire back section here, and it really does carry through to this windshield up front. It's just kind of hard to see. There you go. So, yeah. So definitely, I had no problem paying the retail price, $9, for the Battle Tactics Bulkhead, because A, he comes with a show-accurate weapon, and B, that paint scheme is actually a lot better than I originally thought it was going to be. He does a lot for me, as a matter of fact. I feel like As I said, he feels more solid, and it feels like they fixed a lot of issues with the original Bulkhead, a lot of the quality control problems. He's not as loose, and I feel like he just overall has a better feel in this robot mode. However, once again, keep in mind that he is a repaint and most likely will not be in the show. So if you're kind of hesitant, I would suggest probably not picking him up. But if you really do like the show accurate weapons and would like to add a nice little repaint in there that you could even pretend is a different wrecker that used Bulkhead's body, you could totally do that. Like I said, this guy could pass as a trail breaker, trail cutter, whatever. As a matter of fact, that's probably what I'll use him for. I might use him as, just in my imagination, a wrecker that travels around with Ultra Magnus and Ironhide, and he just happens to have Bulkhead's body. So it's happened before. They released Tailgate and Cliffjumper's body. So yeah, overall, those are my thoughts on this guy. I think he's really cool. I hate that I have to feel like I'm selling it to you, but those are just my thoughts on this figure. Originally, I didn't want to pick these guys up for anything but under retail, but I'm very, very happily surprised. So anyway, thank you for viewing this video, and goodbye.